Let's be honest, we all want freedom, right? The power to call our own shots. But are we really in control? Or is something else kind of pulling the strings? Today, we're going to dive deep into that exact paradox, all through this amazing conversation between a father and son that starts with one huge question.
So this is the question that really gets the ball rolling. It comes from a teenager named Evan. He's just feeling stuck, looking out his window at a world that seems to be moving on without him. And it's a question that I bet every single one of us has asked ourselves at some point, haven't you?
Evan, feeling completely trapped, basically asks his dad the classic question, is my life fated or am I totally free? But the answer he gets, well, it's not what he was expecting. And probably not what you're expecting either.
Neither. Yep, that's it. It's not fate, and it's not unlimited freedom. That one simple, totally unexpected word just challenges the entire question. It sets us off on this path to understanding what freedom really is.
To explain it, Evan's father comes up with this brilliant term, freedom. It's the freedom to make a dumb choice, like stepping out into freezing weather without a coat. You are absolutely free to do that, but the consequence, getting painfully cold, well, that's 100% predictable. It's freedom, sure, but it comes with these built-in, unchangeable results.
And this gets right to the heart of what Evan is feeling. I mean, he's just bombarded with these messages online, right? You can be anything, do anything. But then he looks around at his real life, a small town, homework that's not done, a cracked phone, and there's this huge gap between the dream and the reality.
So here's the crucial point his dad makes. It's not this black or white choice between fate and freedom. Our reality, the life we have right now, is a direct result of the choices we've already made. And the life we're going to have, well, that's being built by what we choose to do right now.
Okay, so this idea of shaping our own fate, it leads to something much, much deeper, a really profound metaphor. To explain it, Evan's father asks him to imagine our existence in a completely new way.
So picture this. The entire universe is this giant ocean of connected energy, and all oneness. And our souls, we're like individual icebergs that have kind of crystallized out of that ocean. We build these invisible walls around ourselves to create our own little private world. And when we do that, we start to see ourselves as separate, isolated things just floating around.
And this feeling, this belief that our imaginary boundaries are solid and real, that, right there, is the root cause of so many of our problems. It's what makes us see the world as us versus them.
This feeling of being a separate iceberg doesn't just stay as some philosophical idea. Oh no. It shows up in a very real, very physical way in our constant need to define and defend our territory.
And you can see how this whole territory thing just scales up, right? It starts small, it's personal. Hey, that's my locker, or this is our table in the cafeteria. But that exact same instinct just expands. It becomes a gang, claiming its turf, and eventually it becomes entire nations, claiming huge parts of the planet. It's the same impulse, just on a much, much bigger stage.
The tragic result is that this drive for territory just leads to constant conflict. We literally fight and die over who gets to own a piece of dirt, all because our little iceberg souls have forgotten that we all came from the very same ocean. And this is the profound paradox that Evan points out. It's a real head-scratcher, isn't it? If the ultimate goal for so many people is some kind of spiritual paradise where things like land and countries don't even matter, then why are we so willing to kill each other for temporary control of it right here, right now?
But the battle for territory isn't just something that happens out there. The most important wars we fight are often the internal ones, against these invisible chains that we put on ourselves.
I mean, think about it. We talk a big game about wanting freedom, but how many of us are unknowingly prisoners? Prisoners to our phones, prisoners to old grudges we just can't let go of, prisoners to our attachments to stuff and ideas that actually hold us back.
It really boils down to this. Every single thing, every memory, every grudge that we cling to, it becomes like a ball and chain. It just weighs us down, restricts our movement, and limits our real freedom to choose.
And these chains, they aren't just physical things. Sure, a hoarder's house filled with clutter is a very visible prison. But what about the mental clutter? The fears, the old hurts, the anxieties we hoard inside? Man, that stuff can be even heavier and more restrictive than any physical object.
So, after exploring all these limits, both outside of us and inside of us, where does that leave us?
Well, it brings us to the final and honestly the most transformative idea in this whole conversation. This is the ultimate aha moment for Evan. Those inner walls that feel so solid, our fears, our self-doubts, our past traumas, they are not permanent stone fortresses. They are temporary. They're like the ice of that iceberg. And what can happen to ice? It can be melted. It can be changed.
Which brings us to the final, ultimate question, the one this entire journey has been leading up to. If freedom isn't the power to do whatever we want, and it's not about being free from consequences, then what on earth is it?
And here's the answer. True freedom isn't really about unlimited action out in the world. It's about unlimited potential inside yourself. It's the profound, powerful freedom to melt away the old, frozen parts of who we are, the limiting beliefs, the fears, the attachments, and give ourselves the space to become someone entirely new. And that is a thought worth holding on to.